Hey guys, in this tutorial we'll be talking about enums. Enums can be a difficult data type to work with when you're just starting out with Java. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and make a new project in IntelliJ and call it enums. Okay, here we go. New project, Java 14. You can call it whatever you'd like. Let's say we're making a card game. We'll need a shuffler class that shuffles the cards. Let's say that this shuffler class has a field variable called suit. Now we know that there are only 4 suits, so let's make a class for our suits. We'll call it suits. And then we'll make all of our suits in this class. So we can say public, and since the suits don't change, we'll make them constants. We'll say public static final. Now you can see the problem with this design pattern is just that if a developer or a user were to change the value of suit to anything that isn't really a suit, then we could cause problems in our code. Really, the only values we want for this string are clubs, spades, hearts, or diamonds, as we listed here. However, someone could easily change the value of suit to something that is completely nonsensical. One thing we can do to solve this issue is, instead of having this as a class, we can say that it's an enum, and we'll change the name of our class to suit. And then this is what it's going to look like. We should have diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades. And it's showing me that I misspelled diamonds. Now that we've changed our suits class to an enum, there are only 4 values that the field variable suit can take on in the shuffler class. Enums can also be useful for comparing values. Say in the shuffler class we have a method called comment on suit, and it can just give some sort of witty comment about the suit. Here we see that we can use the equals equals operator to compare enums, which is super nice because we don't have to use the dot equals method that strings have. Another nice feature about enums in Java is that they maintain their order. So the order that we set our enum in is the order that it stays in. We can iterate through the enum if we want to. So let's make another method in our shuffler class, and we'll call it show suits. We will iterate through the suits, and then just print them out to the console. So let's say suit in suit. This is a useful method that enums have. Dot values method that gives us the values of the enums in order, and then we can print the suit. Alright, let's make a main class to test to see that our code works. First we're going to make a shuffler object. And then we're going to say shuffler show suits. And just to show you that it works, you can see in the console we got diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades, which is the same order that we put them in our enum. The only problem with the way that the enum displayed in the console is that it's all caps, which to some people might sound like the computer's yelling at us, and we don't really want that. So what if we wanted to associate a value with each of these constants, a string value that's more of a presentable version of the constant? So we could say that each constant has a representation field variable, and then we're going to need to make a constructor. Okay. Now each of these is going to take a string representation that we could use to display in the console. So instead of having all caps diamonds, we could have just kind of the regular version for each of these. Now we can make a getter method that allows us to access that representation. Let's revise our show suits method in Shuffler. Instead of having it just print the constant, which this is the output of the toString method. This is the same as saying toString, and we can test that real fast. Yep. Instead of doing that, we could say get representation, and now it'll print in a more friendly way. Some final thoughts about enums for you guys. Because every enum class extends java.lang.enum, the parent class, unfortunately you can't have an enum class extend any other parent classes. In Java you can only have, each class can only extend one parent class. However, an enum can implement several interfaces if you so choose. Each constant can also implement methods if you want. However, that too is beyond the scope of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot about enums. I know it can be kind of a confusing topic at first sight. Hopefully this video kind of cleared up some of the haze surrounding enums.